Welcome to Savannah, y'all. Hey, how y'all doing today? Shout out to Zulu Prophet. That's who we're listening to right now. Mara. Welcome to Savannah, Zulu Prophet. That's the theme of today. Welcome to the Sheena Show. I'm Sheena Barrett, the Social Muse. That makes you the Musers. What's up? Listen, we got some stuff to talk about today, all right? So that's what we're going to do. Y'all with me? Y'all with me. I love it. It's going to be, I don't know how brief it's going to be, but it is going to be. I have to address a couple of things. I actually talked about this the other day. Y'all feel me? Do you feel me right now? We are here in our wonderful little town of Savannah, Georgia. And as the world knows by now, because we have now hit the world news, the world stage, we are all over the world at the moment for nothing good at this very moment. Nothing good, people. So we're going to talk about it just for a few minutes here. Are we going? You guys with me? Because I am. I'm disheartened. I'm gonna find some music for us though. Welcome to Savannah, y'all. Welcome to Savannah. If you're not from Savannah, welcome. If you are not from Savannah, welcome to the Sheena Show and to the Sheena Barrett channel. But this is what it is, y'all. This is what it is. And I've been talking with some people. I've been listening to some of the coverage and what have you. I want to kind of share some of that with you guys. But the reality of it is, of course, we've been witnessing this literally all over the U.S., this, atrocity of the administration. I'm not a super political person, but I am Black in America, so my skin makes me nothing but politics. All right. So I will definitely say something about this because it is literally in our backyard. This is happening, and it is happening, for all intents and purposes, very, the whole thing is just illegal and crazy. But we're going to talk a little bit about it, and then I'm going to play a few clips from from the coverage I've been getting. Please come in if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Come in, wipe your feet. I'm going to put my comments on right now because we are going to talk about this a little bit. I'm not on all the platforms. I'm going to share this with some platforms because, honestly, I do just want to talk. If you don't want to chime in, that's fine. I will be talking. I will be playing some clips. Um, I think I will start with, let me see, let me start with this. So, as we know, the Hyundai plant out that has the newly built Hyundai plant here in Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, to be more specific, has been raided by ICE. They have detained, I want to say, close to 500 people, 450 of them being South Korean engineers here to teach the Americans how to actually use, to run the facility, to build the things that they need to build, the batteries and what have you. So they are here, I'm sure, at our request. So I'm just getting it all straight here. We built the plant, thank goodness. They bring people here to help, to teach and to show how things go around here. And you shackle them at the wrist and at the ankles for their troubles. This is what we're doing. So, and the whole thing is just so outlandishly bizarre because, even with, I'll just go through the whole ICE from LA to all over the US, everywhere. I have yet to hear about the criminals that they're arresting. I want to see the criminals. All I've seen you arrest are just people trying to live their lives. So, short story long, I'm back to the Hyundai plant. I'm sure they're here at our behest to make the matters worse. And they're teaching the engineers and what have you, all of the people there, how to use the plant to its fullest abilities there, and we detain them and we arrest them. Congratulations, God bless America. So, this didn't all just happen by happenstance, though. That's the thing. Why would they come and raid a newly built Hyundai plant? Which I want to just kind of digress just a little bit. I was talking with a friend of mine. I was actually in North Carolina talking with a friend of mine who's in a, it was probably, the town may be bigger than where I am. I'm not sure, but I remember him was saying that, I wish we had some kind of industry here, something to, something to boost the economy, things of that nature. And I sat there, and really, chest puffed out and really proudly, we just, we have this new Hyundai plant. Of course, you're going to employ all these people, going to build the economy. They're using land that, it's not like they had enough. I don't think they had to knock down a house. They're using land that needed to be used, what have you. And then this happens there. So I want you all to meet someone. If you haven't met her already, I'm sure you have. Hi. And as Dr. Rashad would say from Undisputed, I would say, put her up full mass. We're putting it up full mass. Meet Tori Branum. Full mass. I'm going to read this. Shout out to Michael Frazier for posting this. I'm going to just read what he wrote. I didn't even read the whole thing. It might be some craziness, but he has a little thing about this lady right here. Hi, Tori. Her name is Tori Branum. She's a Republican candidate for Congress in Georgia. She cried wolf to ICE, causing 475 people who are here legally to be shackled and caged. She admitted reporting the plant in Georgia to ICE. I'm just turning this up, sorry. Make sure I got this up or down, I'm not sure. She admitted to reporting the plant in Georgia to ICE and complained that the plant was not hiring local residents and possibly employing undocumented citizens. Well, let's just ASAP rally the whole thing. And that's what they're doing. According to Branum, She was motivated by supporting American workers and exposing dangerous conditions. I would dare say she probably has never even visited the Hyundai plant or ever even crossed the path of a South Korean, but here we are. She was so committed to supporting American workers, she single handedly stopped construction of the new Hyundai LG plant, a 7.6 billion investment that would have created 8,500 jobs for Georgians. Deporting an expansion crew here to train and open up job opportunities to U.S. workers is wild. It's wild. And I'm going to say this. Yeah, I'm just looking at the comments. So you see, again, here legally. But Tori says there's something going on at the plant. So we've got to raid it now. This is what's happening right here in the US. So what I'm going to do is play a few clips of some of the world news, because we are on the world stage for something that we should not be on the world stage for. But it's all thanks to one person. So I want everyone to say hello to Tori Branum and make sure you express to her your gratitude for saving us from 8,500 jobs here in Georgia in a newly built plant that everyone was here for. Thank you. Hey, Webs, thanks for hanging out. Thank you. Yes. Front Street is what we're calling this one, because this is bizarre. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down this little, actually, I'm going to leave the background music up a little bit. Yes. And I'm leaving her up full mass for the moment. Full mass. I love that. All right. Let's see. Let's work let's turn this down a little bit. So the first one I'm going to play actually is from, shout out to Reese Waters. I love this podcast. I love everything he does. But this is when I knew it all kind of extra was out there for all the world to see, for all the world to scrutinize and criticize. Here we are, just trying to live our lives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward this. He's hilarious though. So I'm going to put on Reese Waters. I will put his link in the description when I'm done, because you will definitely want to subscribe to his channel.
Just means Mexican. Actually, she might. Actually,
So
you can't put that past. You can't put that past them. But then I gotta sit here and explain this to Latinos for MAGAs that this is what they think of you.
So he is going off about
development site in the state's history.
Oops.
You know, fucked up, right?
That would be an oops. Brian Kemp said what? A large economic development site. Wow. And they were using the undocumented, So were you not monitoring it, or was this something that you guys expected to be the case all along and you didn't tell your MAGA base?
Costs.
You know what? You ain't got to answer right now. We got time.
We have video that we're showing in pieces here of masked and armed agents there at the site, giving out orders while officers raided the facility. We can also see workers here in hard hats and vests. They were lined up as this was ongoing. On site was ICE, Georgia State Patrol, FBI, DEA, ATF. They were executing, Omar, a search warrant that DHS says is part of an ongoing criminal investigation into this, quote, allegations of unlawful employment practices and other serious federal crimes. They're saying that this sends a clear and unequivocal message, too, that they're taking this very serious.
So let's look at this DHS statement. Allegation.
Now, I'm just going to say this really quickly. Had I called this in, Sheena, I'd be the one detained. That's what would have happened. But I digress.
Of unlawful employment practices, and other serious federal crimes, together we are sending a clear and unequivocal message. Those who exploit our workforce, undermine our economy, and violate federal laws will be held accountable. Exploit whose workforce? Exploit whose workforce? Right? Because this is not your workforce, right? So by exploit your workforce, you mean that these workers were not Americans. I can tell you where they definitely won't be Americans, working in the factory that won't be completed. That's where they definitely won't be Americans. But how about this part, though?
I'm just trying to break down how utterly crazy this is. I'm just going to say crazy. It is insane. It is insane. And I think they should take the billions that she's costing Georgia out of her next paycheck.
Talking about people that are circumventing America's employment laws. Well, that would have to go to the people in charge, and that would have to go to the agreements that were made for investment in America. That would have to go to, I don't know, discussions that were had by presidents. That would have to go.
I don't make this stuff up. To that
level, and pressing the corporate, not the workers. No, that would have to go way up the chain. Is that where y'all want to go, DHS? Because that's what your statement said. But we know that's where you're definitely not going. Raid on Hyundai plant in U.S. swept up workers on visitor visas. Many of the car workers arrested in a huge U.S. workplace immigration raid had violated their visitor visas, officials say. ICE said 475 people, mostly South Korean citizens, were found to be illegally working at a Hyundai battery plant in the state of Georgia on Thursday. South Korea, whose companies have promised to invest billions of dollars in key U.S. industries in the coming years, partly to avoid tariffs, has sent diplomats to Georgia and called for its citizens' rights to be respected. The arrested workers were being held at an ICE facility in Folkestone, Georgia, until the agency decides where to move them next.
I came to work at your behest. I don't even understand what they don't understand. And again, they could have built this plant anywhere. They built it here. And this is how, of course, if they would have built it anywhere in the U.S., that's how they were going to be treated anyway. It just happened to be in our backyard.
Now, here's where we go from the everyday MAGA hypocrisy of never pressing the actual companies or the people that are in the business of making agreements for American investment, or I don't know, the president who said he himself used undocumented workers. Because if you can get away with it, here's where we move past like the everyday MAGA hypocrisy. And
right. So I mean, I am just beyond the beyond. I'm gonna skip to
for $5 million
to one other quick broadcast that brought up a point that I myself didn't even think about.
You signed up for the reaction to all of this.
1 second.
And when you had the engineers that were there that could have trained the people that would to work in the anyway. So let's do this, Tori Branum. So naturally, we will hold the people accountable for touting this investment in America without ensuring that American workers were going to be employed. You would hold Trump and no, we're not going to. Well, Brian Kemp being the guy that not Brian Kemp either. No. Oh. One of these CEOs, not hiring it. Not Not CEOs
No.
either. No, never CEOs.
You see, it's they didn't get here.
The state that you currently reside in, billions.
Okay. I'm gonna see
She
what this
does
is
not
talking about.
understand that
Yeah,
she will
this
not
is
be able to
bad.
get her hair done, her nails done, and
This is
y'all
Tori.
know racist white people love Korean food and it's Mexican and Chinese and all any immigrant food that is not from America. They love that shit. So getting rid of illegals is going to affect them more than they realize. And basically, that big white woman has tanked Georgia's economy already. Brian Kemp's ass is sweating bullets this morning because all he like to do is fuck with people who ain't white no way. And well, now here we are.
And here we are.
They on your big ass. Look at go. Well, I mean, I'm sure you got your affairs in order. You know, there would be nothing for anybody to try and find and exploit. Because I can tell you, that's what's going to happen when if you get into these political races. That is definitely what's going to happen.
And she's running for Congress, so that is the crazy part of this whole thing for me, because I think we have enough of this going on in politics that we don't need a Tori Branum up in here.
And so naturally, you
think that far ahead. See, that's be our problem. Y'all don't think that far ahead because you can't even see past your own nose. So we're talking about, it's going to open up over 400 jobs for Americans. It ain't going to be no job if the plant not there anymore. I mean, if over 400 jobs was opened up to Americans, who going to train them?
Who?
Y'all just detain their trainers.
But you know, Tori, all is not lost. All is not lost. You do have some support from some people.
Really?
I know. I thought the whole thing was sarcastic when I first started watching it, but
oh no, he laughed. Okay, I got to check this one last thing out because there is
the Trump administration is facing extreme backlash from multiple of our allied countries after they essentially stabbed South Koreans in the back. Donald Trump has cut deals with South Korean leaders over the past few months that were supposed to spur investment into the United States. Korea conceded and said, listen, we'll help you. We'll make up numbers for you if you want. Donald Trump pays them back by targeting South Korean workers, hundreds of them, at a Hyundai LG battery mega site in Georgia, rounding them up, putting them in chains and in militarized vehicles, hauling them off and using them as leverage to negotiate even further with South Korea. Sorry, that's
also what I'm saying. Political pawns in a different scheme of things. These people were here illegally. We're here legally, as are many people that are being deported. But this is absolutely
but I'm going
crazy.
to walk you through this entire story from start to finish.
So this is the Adam Mockler channel. I think it's on Adam Mockler. Yeah, it's Adam Mockler. So I'll definitely put them in the description as well, because I actually watched a lot of the coverage about this on that channel.
Being reported much regarding the ICE crackdown at Hyundai LG Georgia battery factory. Korean companies investing billions cannot get proper visas, and they are then criminalized for bringing skilled workers to fill gaps that some American laborers could not. The sentiment is one of betrayal.
It is betrayal. But I just wanted to jump on here and just state my just discuss. It's. I just hate to see this in my backyard, but I hate to see it at all. I hate to see it anywhere. We've been talking about this for, the last, I don't know how long, let's see, November. Yeah, since November. So there it is. But I would love for you all to jump into the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've got any other takes on this whole thing. But all I know is also, I'm just going to go back really quickly to your good friend, to enemy of Georgia #1. Yes, her. just messy, just messy. So I'm just laughing because at her because I was trying to explain to a friend of mine who does not listen or watch hip hop who ASAP really was because I was just saying, yeah, she pointed them out, she's pointed out a Hyundai plant like, like she was ASAP Rocky. And she says, like, oh, who's ASAP Rocky? I was like, oh, sit back, I'll explain, So if you saw the ASAP Rocky trial and you know who ASAP Rocky is, and you'll know who you've seen the memes with ASAP Rocky. Anyway, hopefully there will be a plethora of memes with Tori's face on it. I hope so. I really do hope so because, and if she runs for Congress, which I guess she is, and she gets voted into Congress, that will just say more about where I am than it will about her. Okay. But hopefully, I mean, we cannot be that far gone as the people to let someone that would just, yeah, she did not think this through. She did not think this through. And I don't think she obviously did not know what in the Stone Temple Pilots she was talking about, because she is not the president of the plant. She doesn't, know the politics of the plant. I know people that work at that plant. Those people are American. So for her to say that they're not employing Americans is ridiculous. I think everybody here in this town knows somebody that's working there from this town, which is why they're here. So that is ridiculous. She's a ridiculous person. I wish her the day that she deserves. I really do. Tori, congratulations. You are the weakest link.